Okay. Right, so I'm back. Hello, everyone. My glasses are at an angle, but that's appropriate because I'm kind of an angle too. Anyway, picking up the story of our trip. I said I packed the car that morning, the 18th of August. We were late, of course. We're always late. There are always 1,000 things that have to be done at the last minute. Things we forgot to put in bags and boxes and must do so then. Clothing that needs to be washed and ironed so that we folded and put in the back of the car where it'll get dirty and wrinkled, so we have to do it all over again when we get to wherever we're going. And we had way too much luggage. Realizing we didn't have to limit ourselves to 2 bags and a carry-on, we went a little bit nuts. We each of us had 3 or 4 suitcases before it was done. The back of Martha's little sign looked kind of like a Samsonite showroom. And naturally, too, there were the boxes of ashes in the back at the bottom of the heap. I was already planning, by the way, to do some sort of video about our trip as I put the 2 boxes in place. I even filmed myself doing so with my camera, with my phone. I explained to the lens, as to say to you, potential viewers, what I was doing. I was even thinking about how I would use my laptop, which I was bringing along, to edit the footage each night when we stayed in hotels. Didn't work out. I'll explain more of that in future. Anyway, we packed and we struggled. Finally, everything was on board. All the bags and boxes and bottles and bits and pieces and this and that were all stored away. It was just enough room for the 2 of us up front. But we were ready. We were finally ready. We hopped in the car. We were excited. We were delighted, really. We were going to be finally in motion after all the stress of the last few weeks, after not having a real vacation in something like 4 or 5 years. We kissed, and I turned in my seat and put my foot on the gas. And I turned the key on the ignition, and the car went click. I tried, and I tried, and I tried, and that's all I got. The car was dead. At least as far as I was concerned, it was as dead as, well, the ashes and the boxes in the back of the car. I thought maybe it was just me. Martha Scion can get a little recalcitrant when somebody other than Martha tries to drive it. It's sort of like my late mother's equally late Pomeranian dog. It bites who used to bite people that she didn't like. And sometimes Martha's car's not too sure it likes me, which explains the fender marks in my trousers. Anyway, I popped out of the car and forced a frozen, painful smile. Well, I said to Martha, why didn't she try it? She regarded me with the kind of loving, tolerant expression you reserve for slow children and dim-witted husbands, and took my place behind her wheel. Confidently, with certainty, an enormous and justifiable self-assurance, she turned the key in the ignition, and once more the car went click. She tried again. Another click. She tried a 3rd time, and a 4th, and a 5th, and we got lots of good, solid clicks. Sounded a little bit like crickets on a summer's evening, but not much motion was achieved. Well, unless you count Martha pounding her head on the steering wheel, which is, after all, motion of a sort. Anyway, I said not to worry. I'd jump out of the car, use the jumper, and using the jumper cables, which were in the back, I'd jump the car with the battery from the truck. It's a great idea. Work of a moment. All I had to do was get the jumper cables, which is where they well, I had to just get them because they were in the back of the car, underneath all those boxes and bags and bottles and clothes and stuff, which would all have to be unpacked. Oh, I said, upon realizing that fact. Phooey, I added, meditatively. Or words to that effect, though perhaps with a bit more color. But that's for next time. Until then, onward and upward.